Your listeners can be a goldmine of fantastic content. They'll think about things from a different angle. They'll think about things you didn't think of. They'll provide feedback and different perspectives, and they'll ask questions. You want to make it easy for listeners to interact. And if you do that, then they will. So you should have a clear call to action, one at the top of the show and at the end of the show, urging listeners to submit feedback and questions. I would offer two ways to do that, and I think these two are great. An email address just for questions, so this could be as simple as like your podcast name at gmail.com, or a hashtag on Twitter. The great thing about both of these is that they are both open and they're heavily used. So people already know how to use email and people already know how to use Twitter, and you don't need to get them to join a Facebook group or anything like that. Now, that said, you can also ask them to join your mailing list or your Facebook group, but then you can reach out to them and ask questions. But the point is, you want to make this as easy as possible. Plus, with the hashtag and the email address, these offer a great way to automate question capture with Zapier, which I'll show you in another video. So you can take the responses and send them to a spreadsheet that keeps all of the feedback organized. Then you can sort it by topic, similar topics together. You can look for specific keywords in the spreadsheet instead of having to do like an email or hashtag search. So these two ways, an email address and a hashtag on Twitter, both allow you to easily curate the content or the questions that people are sending. So you could also do the same thing with a contact form on your website, but unlike just saying the email address on air, it's not gonna sound as easy. You're gonna say like, go to howibuilt.it/contact and fill out the form versus email howibuiltit@gmail.com. So I know it's essentially the same, but one's going to sound easier with a lower barrier to entry. Instead of going somewhere and doing something, you're just doing something. And if you want to get super fancy, you can use a service like Speakpipe to have listeners, quote unquote, call in. Speakpipe will allow your listeners to record a message, and then that message gets sent to you as an MP3 in the Speakpipe dashboard. And there is a free plan, and then there are a couple of paid plans. You can then download the audio and insert it into your show. I've done this a couple of times, and it was a lot of fun. It was cool hearing friends and listeners, quote unquote, call into my show. I'll have an example below this video. So your action item is to come up with 2 to 3 listener feedback episodes. Again, this could be Q&A episodes, or you can ask for feedback for a number of episodes and then just do a feedback roundup. Mac Power Users does that really well. And if you want to integrate Zapier or Speakpipe, check out the next 2 videos.